Hello everyone. Today I'll be helping you to just work out some questions which you faced some difficulties in the ongoing kind of homework due to Corona holiday. And my name is Mr. Zabron Ernest from Arimuntaziri Islamic Seminary. I teach maths, girls wing. All right, here we go. I got a couple of questions from some students that they don't know how to do this question, okay? So I'm going to try to help you how to do this question, okay? So the question is question number 6, and it says, the diagram shows a prism. So what you can see here is a prism, but it's not drawn to scale. The question is, this prism, we are supposed to draw it. We are supposed to draw its net. Okay, so the diagram shows a prism, and the centimeter square grid below shows part of the net of the prism. Now complete the net accurately. All right, now before answering this question, I would like to just refresh your memory about what a net is all about. Okay, so we basically say that a net is a two-dimensional shape when a three-dimensional shape is opened. What do we mean by saying a three-dimensional shape? A three-dimensional shape is probably, let us see the examples of 3D shapes. We have this example here, which is so common. Yes. Now, this is an example of a three-dimensional shape, and this is known as a cube. Okay, now, what does a net mean? A net is a shape that you get after opening a three-dimensional shape. Okay, take an example of this cube. How will the net of this cube look like? Okay, so the net is a two-dimensional shape when a 3D shape is opened. So when I take an example of a cube and I try to open this cube, what I get after opening this cube is what we call a net. So there we go. This is what we call a net of a cube. When you close that net, you get what we call a three-dimensional shape of a cube. Okay? So a cube and a rectangular prism, or a cube and a cuboid, their nets looks the same, except that for a cube, all the dimensions of a net are equal in length. But when it comes to a cuboid, you find that some sides have different sizes of length. Okay, now in how many ways can you open this cube? Okay, we can open a cube in 11 different ways. Okay, take an example. Let us say the second different way of opening this cube will be like this. Okay, you can open a cube and get a shape like that. Now, this shape, which you see here, is what we call a net of a cube. Okay, another way of opening the cube, and that gives us a third different way of opening a cube. You can open a cube that way, okay? And the result of the shape you get is what we call a net. So a cube has different forms of nets, and we have 11 different nets of a cube. Okay, so we can keep on opening. Let me try to show you. This was the first way of opening a cube and getting this net. A second way is that way, third way, fourth way, fifth way, sixth way, and so on and so on and so on. So this is what we call a net of a cube. So a net is a two-dimensional shape which somebody gets after opening a three-dimensional shape. All right, so let us try to close this, this net. Still, we are going to get what we call a cube, you see? So like that. All right, take another example. For instance, okay, let us see if I have got another 3D shape. Yeah, here we go. Let us try a cylinder. This is a cylinder. Okay, so a cylinder being a three-dimensional shape, we can open this 3D shape, ending up getting a net, okay? So let us try to do so. Open that 3D shape, that is a cylinder, we'll be getting what we call a two-dimensional shape or 2D shape, which we call a net. So this is a net of a cylinder. So a net is a two-dimensional shape, which when closed, gives a three-dimensional shape. So when you close this 2D shape, so when you close this net, you end up getting what we call a three-dimensional shape. And there we go. That is your cylinder. Opening it, you get a 2D shape, which we call a net of a cylinder. So this is the way how a net of a cylinder looks like. When you close that, see that you go back to the cylinder, and this is a 3D shape, a three-dimensional shape. Okay. All right. Let's go to. Let me check. Okay, we have a cone. So a cone is a 3D shape, and we can try to open it to get a net. So how will a net of a cone look like? A net of a cone will look like so. There we go. So let us try to minimize this. Yes. Okay. If you close that, you close the net, you get a 3D shape. There we go. So this is the shape of a 3D shape. When we open that, you get a net. See that? This is the net. This is the net of a cone. If you close that, see that? You get a cone, which is a three-dimensional shape. Okay. So I guess you have a better understanding of what a net is all about. Okay, let us see this. This is what? This is a square-based pyramid. Okay, a square-based pyramid also has got its corresponding net. And how will the net of a square-based pyramid look like? It will look like that. Let me try to open this square-based pyramid. Open that. You see, that is how it will look like. Okay. All right. Let's try to close that. You see, that is your 3D shape. When you open it, you get a net. When you open that, you get a net. You see, so a net looks like this. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. Okay. Let us see if I've got another. Okay. Let me try to see if we've got an. Yes, this is an example of a three-dimensional shape, and this is a triangular prism. So a triangular prism also has its net. So let us try to open it and see what we're gonna get. Okay, So this is a triangular prism. When you open it, open that, you see the way how it opens. There is your net. So this is a net. I try to make it kind of rotate. Okay, let me try to rotate this shape. Okay, move that like that. Rotate. Okay. This is your net. All right, that has put it in a more precise way. Okay, so make it a little bit smaller. Yes, this is a net of a triangular prism. Okay. Now, let us try to close this shape. To close this shape. Close it. You see, there it goes. You get a 3D shape. Opening it, you get something like so. All right. Let us try to do it one more last time. Opening that, you get a net. This is your net of a triangular prism. Closing it, you go back to the triangular prism. Okay, so now I hope you'll have got a better understanding of how does a net look like. Now let us go back to our question and try to answer that question straight away, okay? Good, so now this is a triangular prism. A triangular prism, like as how we have seen previously, a triangular prism has 5 faces, as you have seen here. These are the 5 faces of a triangular prism. You can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, from this triangular prism with 5 faces, two of the faces are triangular in shape, but the other 3, 1, 2, 3, are rectangular in shape. So a net of a triangular prism has got 5 faces, okay? As you can see over here. So what we'll be doing here is to draw the net of this prism, making sure that we show all the 5 faces on this grid. But they have started for you drawing a net with 1, 2, 3 faces. So we are supposed to complete the other 2 faces. Okay, now how do we do that? We have this part here. Let me try to make this diagram more transparent. The diagram is going to look like this. You see? Okay, so this is our triangular prism. So as you can see, the net of this triangular prism will have 5 faces. 5 faces. Okay, let me try to show all those 5 faces. Okay, 5 faces. We're going to have this face 1. The first face will look like this. See that this is a rectangular shape, which is already drawn for you. Which is already drawn for you. Okay. Now to this rectangular shape, we are going to attach. The 2 triangles. Okay. Let me try to show you the 2 triangles over there. The 2 triangles. One is here. This is one of the 2 triangles. Will be looking like this. Okay, and it is already drawn for you. This is a triangle which I'm talking about. It's been attached to the rectangular face, you see. Now another triangular face will be this one here. Let me show you. Another triangular face will be this one here. And it has been attached to the rectangular base. You see that? And it has been drawn for you. It's already here. It's already here. So we have two triangles, as you can see them here from this prism. Two triangles. So one is there, which is already done for you. Another one is that triangle, which is also done for you. Okay, so we have three faces which are already created. We have three faces which are done. And these faces are here. Okay, let me try to label them. Okay, good. So you see that? We have 1, 2, 3 faces. Now, a triangular prism, like we discussed earlier, it must have 3 faces. It must have 5 faces. Now, three of the 5 faces is already given here, 1, 2, 3. So we have to complete the other 2. Now, how do we do that? The other 2 faces will be the rectangular parts. Let me try to show them. The rectangular parts are these ones. One is here. Okay, let me try to show it. Okay, so the first one is here, which will be drawn on the right-hand side of the base, you see? And it is 2 by 5. Can you see that? This is a rectangular face of this triangular prism. So it is 2 by 5. Now, how do we do that? Simple. Just draw it as follows. It is 2 by 5, so you just draw it here. This is 2 by 5, so you do 1, 2, and then you do that way. 1. Okay. Right. One minute. Okay, so we'll be drawing the first, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me check properly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and then you go down 2, and then you close to get a shape like that. Okay. So we are done. So far, so good. So we have how many faces? 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. Okay. Then what we're going to do is the 5th face, which will be this face here. Let me show you this face here. Also to be rectangular. So 1. So you're going to have that face over there. Okay. So which is the same thing. See, this will be 2 by 4. Yep. This will be 2 by 4. So you take your ruler and try to do that face. Okay. Okay, so this will be, the other face will be 2 by 4. 2 by 4. So it's 2 wide and 4 long. So do that. 2 is already here. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do 1, 2, and then you close that. See? Good. All right. So we have, okay, so we have, how many faces are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the faces are there. And there we go. Okay, so let me try to label them with different colors. Okay, so that is how it will look like. Use different colors. Okay, so that is the other 2 faces which were remaining. The other one. Okay. Another one there. Okay. So the idea is when you try closing this net, you must ending up getting a three-dimensional shape. You see that? Good, right? So this is how we're supposed to do, and this remains to be your final answer. All right. Now, so far so good. So let me stop here for this question. I will be back to you for the next question. All right. Bye-bye for now.